So I love this. Riding season is coming up because the weather's getting nice. We're a big biker area, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So we've got Bike Week coming up. Justin, I know you've been heavily involved in this in past years. Tell us, what can we look forward to?
Yeah, so it's warm. The bikes are back out on the road. We've got Bike Week coming up. We're going to be at the Beaver Bar this year. We've always historically been at Beaver Bar in Harley. This year we're focusing all our attention on the Beaver Bar location. We will be there Friday to set up, I think the day before, no, Thursday to set up, right?
Right,
And then
yep.
We'll be there the whole 10-day rally. We think it's going to be huge. We'll be there giving out swag, talking to everybody, meeting old friends, meeting some new friends, and we're pumped.
Yeah.
COVID is over and we're ready to rock and roll.
Well, I'm pretty excited because this is my first, like, I'm born and raised here, but I have always been like a hermit during Bike Week. So this is my first
Oh, you're missing
biker
out.
experience.
You're gonna love it.
So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, it's fun. And it's 10 days. The first weekend, the last weekend are probably the bigger days, but I mean, it's a vacation for a lot of people, and there's action going on. There's live music at night, there's activities during the day. Of course, there's long rides during the week, and we're going to be a part of all of it.
Yeah, yeah. And you're giving out all sorts of fun little gifts and tchotchkes at the booth, right?
Yep, we always try to supply everybody, and just to say thanks for everybody, we're giving away a motorcycle again through NAML. Well, we're giving this year we're doing $20,000 towards the bike of your choice. So sign
Okay.
up for that. We've done that for the last 3 years. Nobody from Myrtle Beach has won yet, so we need to get a winner from
Step it
everybody.
up.
We had a biker from Wilmington win it, and he thought it was a scam. We even hired an attorney in Wilmington to try to get him to take the bike, and he wouldn't take the bike because he kept thinking it was a scam. So we ended up having to draw another name.
Yeah,
so
he forgot he signed up.
yeah,
That's so
if
funny.
you sign up, please take our phone calls. We want to give you that money towards the bike.
Yeah.
So that'll pull in October. So we'll be at the booth signing all that up. And yeah, we give out swag. We've got some souvenirs specifically made for this rally swag there. So be sure to stop by, and we'll be giving out to everybody
Yeah.
who says hello.
I think this year we've got the coolest stuff we've had so far.
I try to improve every year. So
Yeah,
I think
it's getting better. It's going to be good
What
this year.
bikers really want. So, if you're a biker, you tell us what you want, right?
Yeah.
So, but there's lots of bike events that go on throughout the year. I mean, I know that Bike Week is kind of the big thing, but, we have a lot of different events that we have booths that we help out that raise funds for different organizations, right? Those are all throughout the year.
Yeah, so we like to give back to the riding community and help when they're raising money for. So, for instance, we're doing the Horry County Disability Ride. We're going to sponsor that. We'll help out in any organization that reaches out to us. So that's the way we want to give back, through the Myrtle Beach Biker Lawyer brand. So,
Yeah.
of course, we'll be out there, and whether that's us if we set up a booth, you want us to do that, that's great. If you want us just to participate and say hello at the sign up and registration, that's great. Or sponsor a stop if it's a poker run, anything at all, we help out all different organizations.
Yeah, we've got one for the Shriners coming up. They're doing a poker run that we're helping sponsor. So
Yep.
I know your dad's a Shriner.
Oh, yeah.
So that's cool.
Yep.
Now, also, talking about different events that kind of we help sponsor throughout the year, you also are big on the ASM, right? Yes, classes. What are those?
So these accident scene management classes that we've been teaching, we've been doing it for 2 years now, and COVID really threw a wrench in it because it was hard to get everybody down here. And then it was hard to get an instructor to help us teach these things. So we finally got 2 instructors, local riders, the smart spouses. They're going to help us teach these things.
They're
They've
awesome.
already helped us teach them. They're former EMTs. His wife's a nurse. But these classes are accident scene management, and we want to train and prepare new riders and old riders alike to be able to help their fellow riders in the event that they fall on the bike and something happens to them catastrophically before an EMT or ambulance or anybody else can get to them, because bad things happen. Either it could be a head injury, it can be a deep laceration, it could be an amputation. I mean, unfortunately, those are the tough accidents or injuries that happen. And if you're trained to stop those with a tourniquet or take the helmet off, jaw thrust procedure, those things are trained in the ASM classes.
Right.
Everybody's certified, and
This
you can save
isn't
a
just
life.
a first aid class by any sense of the imagination. We're teaching, and we've been through it, and they do teach you CPR and all that stuff, but you're also getting, like he said, how to take off a helmet properly, how to do a tourniquet, because it's those actions in the moment that will save a life or a limb.
Yeah, those minutes before the EMS arrives, or even the helicopter and motorcycle accident cases where no one is there but your fellow riders, are sometimes the most critical. It's a difference between you're going to walk away from this one day and you're not. So It's
It matters.
And so we want a goal. We want every rider in Myrtle Beach and Charleston to be trained. Okay, that's our lofty goal. Every one of them.
And we do these classes for free.
Yeah, they're sponsored. We come in. We have breakfast for everybody. They do the class. It's an all-day class. So they'll have the class. We have lunch for you. So lunch comes in, and we'll do them. We open them up to riders, any kind of rider, or if you have an MC and you want a specialized class, I got no problem doing that as well to keep your group together. But we want to train as many people as want to come, and hopefully I'm doing these every weekend.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm open to do that as long as we can fill the classes.
Yeah. And this stems from, obviously your deep care for the community, and you're both riders. You've been riding since you were kids, right? Which I think is a big part of connecting the dots with why this matters so much to you. But also, you see the cases that come in, right, from these motorcycle accidents. And so this is kind of a way to help prevent some of these, really.
Yeah.
Right. So we want to prevent it, and we also want to teach riders and bikers about not only the safety aspect, but teach them about insurance. Okay, so they're protected, and that's part of what we do during the lunch hour. We're providing you lunch. That's when Amy and I, or Sarah, or another one of our associates are sitting there, and we're educating them as well.
And insurance doesn't seem as sexy, right, as how to do a tourniquet with your shirt or your belt or whatever. But it's so important, because when we see these accidents, as a matter of fact, we had one just in our office this past week, where they didn't have any underinsured insurance, or they didn't have enough. And so we had a client lose a limb, and he's disabled, and he's forever changed, and his family and their dynamics and their financial situation is forever changed. And we can if there's only so much insurance to get, then we're stuck with that number. And so we go in and we talk about this insurance. What we're saying is like, you need to up your UIM policy to as much as you can afford. And a lot of times, and we see this every time we talk to groups, is, oh, I have full coverage. And they think that they have all this coverage, and they don't. And usually either they don't have UIM at all, or UM, or they just have the minimum. They have 25,000. Well, when you don't have a leg or an arm, and you can't work every day and provide for your family, that $25,000 doesn't go very far. And you still have to talk. Yeah, it doesn't even your ER bill. Exactly. So we go in, and when they see that, their minds are blown. And before they've gotten done eating their lunch, they've got on the phone to Geico, Progressive, whoever they use, and they're upping those policies and getting those UM and UIM policies.
Yeah, and it's a good chance for us too, because we can go to those classes, and we can, people can pull up their insurance policies on their phone, and I can tell them, what does this mean? What does this mean? Are you covered? And we can change it right there on the app to make sure they're protected. Because a lot of times, and that's a hard conversation to have too, they're like, well, someone else, those cars hit me, they pulled out in front of me, they should pay for it. It should be their insurance company. But you can't count on them to have enough insurance to take care of you. Just like you can't count on them not to pull out in front of you. You do all that defensive driving, and then insurance is part of that. You want to be able to protect yourself and your family.
Yeah, that's a good point, though, because I do think that a lot of us just rely on other people's insurance, and we assume like if they're at fault, then they pay, but we don't even think about our own, of what's covering us on our own insurance. Right. So yeah,
I mean, the average person in South Carolina has the state minimum coverage, which is $25,000 to one person, and $50,000 combined. So if there's more than two people, one person in an accident, the most anybody can get is 25, and then the most everybody can get is 50 total.
When life gets ugly, justice is lovely, the lovely law.